500 kilometres and a lot of challenging climbs, probably some of the, the most challenging climbs in Australia.
It's as hard as it gets. Yeah, it doesn't get too much harder than this, especially Hotham and the Backer Falls. They're some bloody steep climbs and they take a lot of guts to tackle them.
Sometimes it's high intensity, generally it's just all fun all the time.
There's doctors, police, plumbers to businessmen, which seem to all gel together and enjoy each other's company.
Well, that's the thing with this ride, I suppose, there's old blokes, there's young blokes, there's, all different abilities, so everyone does their own thing and we have some pukers along the way, but everyone does their best and we all, at the end of the day, it's all for a great cause and the idea is that we all make it to the end and that we all support each other to do that.
It's always a terrific experience to come along and meet so many guys that are like-minded in terms of, number one, wanting to raise funds for a worthy charity, number two, to really explore some of this northeast high country, which is some of the best areas to ride in all of Australia. We've got some very, very unique roads and some very, very challenging climbs that all are in close proximity, and I think it's one of the great features of this charity ride.
Probably one of the best rides anywhere in Australia. It just weaves in and out around the hills and it is just phenomenal. So day one had a lot of hype when we were leaving town with the police escort out of town. I think the intensity was probably a little bit more than a casual ride. We got on the back and we went out to Chiltern.
The hardest part of the day was it was fairly hot from the start, up Lassarina and into Beechworth. Nice cool ale in there.
Started to kick in.
It got hotter as we got up into Myrtleford and come into Bright, which was a good sign to see that river and some cold beers.
The heat exhaustion, everybody was dehydrated and really felt day one. Ready for that river. Everybody was tired, everybody was a little bit worried because day two, then they had a nice big hill climb. Mount Hotham is the day from hell.
Today's going to be a bit of fun.
You're just in for 2 hours of pain.
The complete and utter hell. You can't explain how much it hurts.
Anyone that hasn't done it before will absolutely glue their pants for the last 10 Ks, and the people that know it will probably do the same anyway. But it'll be really rewarding once we get to the top. Once we finish Hotham, we've got another 50 or so Ks of sort of down and uphill, so it's going to be a really tough day, a couple of thousand metres of climbing, but it'll be good once we get into Omeo.
Just surrender yourself to the rhythm with your hands up in the sky. Feel the energy deep inside your system and leave this world behind, and leave the world behind you, and leave the world behind you, and leave the world behind you, and leave this world behind, leave
it hurts a lot. But when you get to the top, you feel this sense of achievement to turn around and say, yes, I did it. Now we've just got to get across to Omeo and a couple of climbs in between.
Leave the world behind you. Leave the world behind you. Leave the world behind you. You got to leave this world behind.
Today's day 3. Today's the big day.
People, can you hear me?
From Omeo to Angler's Rest is probably one of the best rides anywhere in Australia. It just weaves in and out around the hills.
Beautiful run through the valley here. Just starting now to go up the big hill at the back of Falls Creek.
It is just phenomenal. And then all of a sudden you just sort of turn and you hit the wall, which is the back of Falls Creek. And now we're looking straight up at hell.
It's going to be a tough one. We look forward to it.
Behind. Leave the world behind you. And leave the world behind you.
You haven't even seen the best of it yet.
It's as hard as it gets, yeah, it doesn't get too much harder than this. Some bloody steep climbs and they take a lot of guts to tackle it.
And leave the world behind you. Leave the world behind you.
You know, I think for anybody that hasn't done that particular climb before, it is always a shock to the system. But then once you crest the top and you come up over the top of the high country through Rocky Valley Dam toward Falls Creek, it's just so beautiful.
You just enjoy the free flowing hills all the way down to Mount Beauty, and it's just a great day at the end of the day.
So speed-wise, the last 2 days we've climbed some pretty steep ascents, but the average has still been about 30 k's an hour, so it's been pretty full on all these days, and I'm sure a lot of the boys, including me, are feeling it today.
Last day's always pretty special.
Well, we started in Mount Beauty this morning and we've just crested Rosewhite Gap. The pace was pretty full on down the Kiowa Valley Highway, and then it didn't drop off till we got to the top. Fair to say it's been full gas all morning so far. So we head down now into Rosewhite to Myrtleford and then into Gapstead for lunch. Hopefully it's a bit more of a cruisy pace.
It'll be on like Donkey Kong.
And then from Gapstead we'll head back into Wangan and finish this 4-day tour.
Day 4 for me is always the best day. Looking forward to seeing the family when I get home.
There's generally a real storm from all of the groups. That's always a highlight on the last day going back into Wangaratta.
We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. How I wish you were here.
Last kiss.
Smashing
Which one? Last kiss. Last kiss. Go last kiss.